And we're back. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to HawkSense. I am your host, Alex Nicolau, and in this week's episode, we are doing my spoiler-free review of The Flash. Now, before I get started here, I just want to give a little bit of a disclaimer that I am in no way, shape, or form defending Ezra Miller at all in this podcast. I am in no position, and I am so misinformed on everything that Ezra has done. I am in no position to be the judge of whether or not they should be in and out of jail, they should not be playing the Flash or whatnot. Nothing, none of that. So in this podcast, I will only, nothing else, nothing more, be talking about their performance as the Flash and Barry Allen. That's it. Nothing else. With that being said, let's get into my spoiler review. Hopefully you guys saw my spoiler-free thoughts on TikTok. If you haven't, go check it out. My TikTok is at AlexHawkSense. I'm going to be posting a lot more there. I've been posting a lot more there, so hopefully you guys have been enjoying my TikToks. And for all those who are asking, we're feeling a little bit venomized today because I can confirm that I was able to get the Spider-Man 2 Collector's Edition for you guys so we can unbox it here on the podcast. I'm so excited. Me and Matt thought it was going to be very, very tough to get it. Let's do a live thing right now. Let me go to PlayStation Direct. I think it's still available. Let's see here. This is our live reaction right now. Yeah, you could still buy it. Matt woke up at like 6 a.m. to make sure he had all his stuff ready. I woke up at like 8 a.m. It came out 9 a.m. our time. I was a little bit lazier than Matt. But I ended up getting it 2 minutes early because I noticed that they dropped, but Matt's crashed. So he had to relog in, right? And then he forgot, or he didn't realize that he accidentally ordered 2 of them. So it's pretty funny. I'm going to be doing an unboxing when we get it. But, I mean, as for The Flash, everybody, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I really enjoyed this. My voice cracked. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a great movie. I think Ezra Miller did a fantastic job at both Barry Allen and The Flash. I think the Barry Allen part is very satisfying because I feel like in past performances, Ezra has not done the Barry Allen character justice, and I really enjoyed their performance as Barry Allen in this movie. I mean, let's get this out of the way right away. The CGI. That's one thing that everybody's talking about, and the director said that it's our perspective in the Flash, like it's the Flash's perspective. But I feel like that could be true, but at the same time, I just think sometimes it was just really lazy and bad CGI because a lot of the CGI looked very similar to past DCEU projects such as Shazam and Black Adam, and I think for sure in that Flashpoint area where he's, going back in time and stuff like that, that 100% could be the way we're supposed to see it because I feel like it's a very integral part of the story. But when it comes to like him saving the babies and like other like very fast scenes outside of the Flashpoint, I feel like the CGI wasn't just not very good, especially Michael Keaton's Batman. I know like not Michael Keaton's, I'm sorry, Ben Affleck's Batman. I know like the mouth did not look great in the beginning part there, and I don't know, that we're just getting that out of the way because people are saying that, it could be the Flash's point of view. It could be, but at the same time, it probably isn't. The DCEU movies are not making enough money to pay for CGI artists like we have previously in Marvel movies. So I mean, it could be that. I mean, because there were some that were fantastic, but that one scene of him getting shocked by Dark Flash, it looked like they just copy and pasted Ezra Miller's face onto this video game CGI Flash body, and it just wasn't as great. I'm trying to look past it because people are comparing it to the Black Panther final scene. If you guys don't know what happened there, they lost the files or something. Something went wrong with the Black Panther final scene. And the reason it looks so bad is because the VFX team had 8 weeks to do it. And you cannot compare the two because The Flash has been delayed so many months and so many times, right? So, but I mean, going on to the story. So I think it's a great story. I said on my spoiler free that I think they did a pretty good job of consistency. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too little. I think it was a perfect amount of story. Barry Allen figures out after having a little bit of emotional breakdown that he can go so fast as he can turn back time. And he finds out that maybe he can go back in time and save his mom, right? And it's this really heartfelt, great story that it shows it doesn't show the entirety of the Flashpoint. I'm sure in sometime in the future we will be getting a huge Flashpoint, multiversal timeline dimensional story, whatever. But I think it was very nice that they included this kind of a small, heartwarming, heartfelt adventure of Barry Allen going back in time to try and save his mother and his father. So, I mean, he kind of learned the laws of changing time. He went back, he shaved his mother, he came back, and what happened? Or like Michael Keaton's Batman and Supergirl always had to die, no matter what they did differently. They always had to die, and that wasn't how it was supposed to go for Barry. So Barry had to go back and get the can of tomatoes that his mom forgot, and then he tried putting the can of tomatoes on the top shelf to save his dad, which worked. Kind of, because nobody died, but everybody got switched around, and George Clooney is Batman, and so we'll get to that ending later. But my thoughts on the actual, the plot, I thought it was fantastic. Like I said, I think they did a good job with consistency. It wasn't too much, it wasn't too little. I think it was a perfect movie to show off the Flashpoint powers, right? Yeah, I mean, I think it was a great story. The action was very, very good. I think, other than the CGI, the Sasha Calle Supergirl was a little bit iffy with the CGI, but I can see it in my mind if I squint, that it could have been very good. Michael Keaton's Batman fighting the Kryptonian thug, a brute, was really cool. The beginning fight with Batfleck and Wonder Woman shows up in the Flash. I like how they had the Flash show his watch on his suit, and it shows when his calories are going down, because that's a real thing the Flash deals with, and I think that's a nice sense of humanity that shows in this character. The young Barry Allen. Now, the young Barry Allen, although he was a pretty integral part of the story, I think it was fun. I think a lot of people didn't like it. I think it shows pretty good how good Barry Allen could have had it, right? And how it makes the regular Barry Allen jealous, because he's having fun. He's away in college, he's having fun with friends, smoking, drinking, whatever, He's having such a grand old time, and our Flash is like, I could have had that, and that sucks. So I think it's a really good contrast, where we have this Barry Allen who is very stupid and he doesn't know what it's like to be lucky and have this responsibility and whatnot, and then we have our Flash who is filled with that responsibility and the regret of his parents dying, or his mother dying and his dad in jail and stuff like that. So I think that was a great contrast to have in the movie. Michael Keaton's Batman, although it was a little odd in the beginning that he was this homeless looking old man that hopped out of the cabinet making pasta. I thought it was fun. I think they did him justice. Like I said in my spoiler free, I don't think they had him in for too long. I don't think they had him in for too little of a time. I think they had him in a pretty good sweet spot there. I liked the character. It was a nice little, send off for his character. And with Sasha Calle, Supergirl kind of served a very similar purpose to Michael Keaton's Batman, and I think that was pretty good. She was very good. I would like to see her back as Supergirl. Hopefully they keep her in the future for the new Supergirl movie, Woman of Tomorrow. But she was in there for a little bit less of a time than Michael Keaton's Batman was, but she did serve a really good purpose, and I liked her performance. I think she did great in the role, and I would love to see her back. Now, for acting, I already explained that Ezra Miller did a fantastic job in the role as both Barry Allen and the Flash. Like we said, the Barry Allen part was kind of lacking in their past performances, but I think they did a very good job this time around, showing a lot of the humanity side of Barry Allen and how he's still striving to free his father, and that he won't give up. He knows he has this great power. Oh, great power. Oh, he's right there too. Oh, he's right there too. He knows he has this great power, so he feels like it's his responsibility to fix things. It's a classic quote from one of the greatest superhero of all time, and he feels it too. All superheroes do. Just one old man guided the greatest superhero of all time to do that, though. Put it into words. But yeah, the acting was great. I think he did or they did a fantastic job, excuse me, in the role. And I would, if anything goes right, I'm not gonna speak on that because, like I said, I'm in no position to do that. I wouldn't mind seeing them back as the Flash. I wouldn't. Uh, Other people we can mention, nice little send off for Ben Affleck's Batman. See you later. You could have. I think honestly, guys, I'm gonna say this right now. I've never been a fan of his Batman in particular. I think he looks the part. I think he would be a great Batman, but the way Zack Snyder portrayed him, it's just garbage. I don't know. Like the only thing Zack Snyder did good was Superman, and that's it. I don't see any appeal to any of the characters besides Superman. I mean, we have the Flash and Cyborg a little bit, but the Flash is already okay, and we're never gonna see Ray Fisher back as Cyborg because of his the way he was so poorly treated. Like the only person that Zack Snyder did it right, in my opinion, was Superman, and that's it. I think Batfleck was ruined. I think he could have been a way better Batman, and probably would still be our Batman if it wasn't for Zack Snyder's bad portrayal as him. But I like Zack Snyder though. I do. I like the movies. I didn't mind Justice League, the Snyder cut. I mean, I thought it was a little bit too long, and I didn't really. It was all right, but I'm more excited to see a new DCEU rather than wanting the Snyderverse back. You guys are nuts. You guys are insanely sick in the head. Get over yourselves, the Snyderverse people. VFX and CGI, we talked about it. I mean, it was just poor, and even if it was supposed to be our POV in the Flash's eyes, I didn't like it. I just think just do it. Just do it nicely, please. And I don't know, man. Cinematography, I think some of the shots were very nice. I loved the shot of him going down to rush to Gotham because he kind of did like a double take, and I like how the Flash logo did it the first time, and they redid it after the girls were fanning over him. I think that was great. I mean, there wasn't too much cinematography in this movie, but I did not like when he was first running, when he was going, because this is what he was doing. I'm trying not to hit the mic. For like the entire sequence of him going from going to Gotham City. Some of the parts in the fight out of when they broke Kara out of prison were pretty cool. There were a lot of good shots in the General Zod fight, but I think it was pretty average. I'd say it was pretty good for a superhero movie. I would say that. Gosh, the suit. I'm not a fan of that Flash suit whatsoever. I much prefer Grant Gustin's final suit. Now, I keep in mind that I haven't watched the Flash show since like season 3, and that came out however long ago. So, I don't really remember it as much. I remember him in the leather costume, which I hated that. That was so ugly. He's had some pretty ugly suits, but the last one he wore, I think, wasn't too bad. But I just didn't like how this suit had, like, it looked like it was like a Shazam suit. You know, I much rather preferred the original suit that he wore, the armored suit with the barbed wire. I like that suit. I think it was pretty unique and cool. This suit, the helmet does not look like a cowl. It just looks like a helmet. The last one was supposed to look like a helmet, and it did, and it served its purpose. This one just tried to act like a cowl with armor on it. I just didn't get it. Like, I didn't dig it. Like, the thing about, like, let's say Robert Pattinson's cowl, it's more stiff because it's leather, but it still has that shape to it. Spider-Man's mask, although it's supposedly just a thin little mask, it has a face shell underneath that makes it look like it is a Spider-Man head there underneath it. God, my hair is wild. I gotta get this thing cut. But I feel like it looked too much like a helmet, and that's just what turned me off from the suit. Also, the weird lines, like, I just want a nice fit, classic looking Flash suit in the future. That's all I really want. Nice gold boots, you know, nice like lightning belt, lightning logo, ears, everything. I want, well, not the ears, but like, you know, the little lightning pegs on his ears. That's what I want. In the box office, it is not performing well whatsoever, and I understand it. The demand for DC movies right now is at an all-time low, especially after Shazam and how poor and that movie did, especially, and Black Adam before that. Just the demand for DC movies is not high whatsoever. I don't think my theater was packed. I think there was a few spots near me that were not packed at all. And I don't know. It sucks, but I think just people are trying to look forward. I don't think people want to see, especially with Ezra Miller's rap sheet, this movie. And I understand that completely. We're not talking about it, like I said, but I just it sucks. It does suck because I feel like this movie is a lot better. And then I think it's the second best DCEU movie. Number one being Shazam. I'm a huge fan of Shazam. We all know that. And I didn't mind the Shazam Fury of the Gods movie either. I actually really liked that movie too. CGI was a little whack, but I enjoyed that movie a little bit more. I think that's my third favorite DCEU movie. No, we'll put Man of Steel. We'll go Shazam, Flash, Man of Steel. Wonder Woman's alright. Shazam Fury of the Gods after Wonder Woman. Let's do that. Did not like the Aquamans, and I'm not very excited for this new Aquaman. I like Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I think that's cool. If he can do two roles at once, if he wants to be Lobo, do it. I think it'd be awesome if we have him both as Aquaman and Lobo, but that's not gonna happen. He's just gonna continue to be Aquaman after we saw in the credits. Yeah, but the box office, it's just not doing so great. It's kind of unfortunate, but I think everybody's, like I said, is just trying to move past this DCU and wait for James Gunn's new DCU, which I'm excited for. I mean, the next movie we have for DC is Blue Beetle, and that's looking very promising. Xolo Maridueña looks great in the role. The suit looks great. It looks like a classic superhero movie that I'm very excited to see. What we got here? Spoilers. We got like George Clooney as Batman. We could talk about that. I mean, like, I know James Gunn said that George Clooney isn't going to be our Batman, but I mean, like, he might. Because that's what that means, right? Are they going to have another little Flashpoint adventure after this where we're going to see Batman before Batman Brave and Bold? Or Brave and the Bold. A lot of people have been saying that Jensen Ackles might be picked for the role. That would be great. I think I like that pick. I do. I mean, that could be another like Robert Pattinson type thing where it's like, oh, Jensen Ackles doesn't look. I mean, he does look the part, and he's played Batman. I think in some animated stuff too, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want. I mean, obviously George Clooney could. I mean, no, he can because Chris O'Donnell is already his Nightwing, right? And I know that like no one wants fat Chris. Sorry, Chris O'Donnell. No one wants chunky old Chris O'Donnell to come back with the nipples on his suit, right? To come back as Nightwing. We want a new person. Who do we want as Nightwing and Red Hood? We're gonna have to make a video with Matt and John. I know we talked about that after James Gunn announced the DCU, but now that we have some more new news, we gotta get back with Matt and John. We haven't not had a podcast with them since the beginning of the year, right? When we brought back HawkSense for the year. I think so. We gotta have them on again. Maybe we'll do a Zoom thing with the visual, or maybe I can get them all here, or maybe we'll do something in the studio. I don't know, because I have one mic here, so we'll probably do it in the studio, but we'll have to set that up. I don't want George Clooney as our Batman. We're done with that. I mean, we got to have someone new. Jensen Ackles, I think, is a pretty good person, but he might be a little bit too young because I know they're going for a more seasoned Batman. We know that Nightwing and Red Hood are probably already going to be established at this time, and I think that's a great idea. I mean, the one thing I would have liked to see is a Red Hood story, but they can always do a prequel. They do that all the time with Star Wars movies, so they did that. I don't know. I'm not into Star Wars. I know that sounds really like odd for me to say because I'm this huge nerd, but I never got into Star Wars, and I don't have anything against Star Wars. I just never got into it. That's why I want Matt and John to do a takeover episode for all the Star Wars fans that watch the podcast, because I think you guys would enjoy that. There was no mid-credit scene, but we did get a post-credit scene where it kind of confirmed that Jason Momoa is going to still be our Aquaman. Him and Barry getting drunk at a bar, which is odd because I feel like in The Flash, Barry has gotten drunk before, right? There's that whole scene where he's at a bar, unless I'm mistaken, and he drank like 50 shots or something. What we wanted from this post-credit scene was definitely some sort of hint at some future characters. I don't know. George Clooney is definitely not going to be our Batman, but if he is, I don't know. I don't even know what to say after that. I think a lot of us were waiting for the Superman cast, who was going to be Superman. A lot of people thought we're going to get like a new Justice League type of lineup where we see everybody who's going to be these new characters, like Green Lantern, maybe the Flash. Not Flash. Cyborg, Batman, Superman, stuff like that. But what else can I say about this movie? I enjoyed it. I think it was very good for a Flash movie, especially for the first Flash movie we've gotten. Like I said, like it didn't do too much with the Flashpoint. I like how it was kind of like a discovery of Barry Allen finding the Flashpoint and learning how to use it. I think that was a very good starter point for this Flash, because I know in the future they're gonna be doing some major Flashpoint things. Like maybe we'll see like the what do they call them? The red. I'm gonna sound like such an idiot. I just don't know his DC like I know Marvel, dude. Is it the Red Devil? No way. Oh no. What is it? What is it called? Ooh, what's it called? Bruce Wayne from Earth 52 is the... Oh man, Red Death. That's who I'm thinking about. Red Death. They could do something like that. I know the next villain's probably gonna be like Reverse Flash or some other speedster. I mean, that's basically all he has, unless they want to do Captain Cold or something. I didn't flick you guys off. I was just scratching my nose. Captain Cold that's Flash. Yeah, I'm right. I am so rusty on DC stuff unless it's Batman. Wow. I'm just not as big of a DC fan, I guess. Anyway. What else we got here? I mean, that's pretty much it. This is a shorter podcast again, and I have nothing else for you guys, but I can tell you that next week, guys, we are starting on a different type of series that I'm very excited for. We're going to be doing a Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered and Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales Let's Play series in anticipation for Spider-Man 2 coming in October. We're going to do the entire stories. We're not completing it to 100%. Are you crazy? We're completing the entire story of the first game, the DLCs, and then Miles Morales. I might be releasing them bi-weekly. I'm going to map it out on the calendar so that maybe we can do like a launch of Spider-Man 2 and stuff like that. And so we can piece them out together. So it's like we're talking about news as we play the game as well. But those are not going to be replacing podcasts, although it's going to be replacing next week's podcast because I'm not sure how it's going to go 100%. So it's going to replace next week's podcast, but it's not going to replace podcasts in general. I'm going to still kind of try to push them out weekly or bi-weekly depending on the news and what I can talk about and what I can't. So it's not going to take over podcasts. I'm going to try to record them in bulk and just edit them into pieces for you guys and have them scheduled for every Monday bi-weekly. So like I said, thank you guys so much for watching this podcast. It was very quick on my end. I feel like I take a million takes, but now I'm kind of feeling great about this one. Yeah, I mean, for my spoiler review of The Flash, for my official, unofficial review of The Flash, I am giving it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I was going to give it an 8, but I just can't bring myself to do it. It's not the CGI. It's not the story. I mean, it is the CGI. It's not the story. It's just like the whole vibe of it. I liked it a lot better than Shazam! Fury of the Gods, which I'm not sure what I gave it. You know, I'm gonna screw that. I'm gonna give it an 8. The 2 off is for CGI, and we didn't get our new Batman. And if it is George Clooney, James Gunn, let's bring you back to Marvel. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, guys, 8 out of 10. I think it's a very fair score for this movie. It is definitely one of the better DCEU movies. I love Shazam. I mean, that's one of my favorite characters, and I I don't want to talk about his future because it just kind of upset me. So, if you guys like this episode, everybody, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the content that we are putting out. We're going to have a lot more stuff in the future. We have school starting up in a couple months here. Less than after this month. I don't know. I have my dates all mixed up. But I have some things brewing in my head. I have some plans that I want to do. I know we're trying to do a news segment for you guys next year. I also have a game show that it's just an idea. I haven't told anybody about it yet. But I'm excited to bring that to the table for the team because I think it'd be a pretty fun thing to do. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching the podcast. Please follow me on TikTok because I will be uploading there a lot more, and I have been uploading there a lot more, and I'm not getting as many followers as I want to. I want to go live on there for you guys so we can react to stuff, play some video games, just chat. So go like and follow my TikTok, and hopefully we can go live soon. I would love to do that with you guys. Like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Go check out every other podcast that we uploaded, every other video that we uploaded on the channel. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you guys have any questions about Red Hawk Media and maybe want to get involved, you can contact us on Instagram at redhawk.media. DM us, leave a message for me. I will respond to your message personally, obviously. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.